Hi, my name is Ashish, and in this video we will see how to know the data. The first challenge that many organizations face is identifying what kind of and how much data exists in their environment. They have to do a deep understanding of how much sensitive data exists and where it is stored before it can be protected and governed. This information is very critical to assess the overall risk, which will help define the strategy for protecting and governing the data. So they all start their journey by discovering and classifying important data across the environment. Now, some of the questions that gets answered or that we know the answer of during this process. Let me open up my text box. Right? Who owns the data? The type of data I have, and where is the data, right? Then is it at risk? If it is, then why is it at risk? What methods can I use to classify the data? Where can I classify my data? And how can I see what happens to my data over its life cycle? So there are a lot of questions. Now there are some concepts related to the data classification. Now classification is the process of identifying and labeling content. It is to identify and labeling the content. It gives a better understanding of the data, the overall landscape of the data. So this is accomplished by applying one or more of the following: sensitive information types. Okay. Second is trainable classifiers, labels, and policies. Now, what are sensitive information types? So most information protection and governance workflows leverage sensitive information types. A sensitive information type is defined by a pattern that can be identified by a regular expression or function. Now, what are trainable classifiers? Data can also be classified via trainable classifiers. Trainable classifiers use artificial intelligence and machine learning to intelligently classify the data. Now, what are labels? Labels can be thought of as a stamp on a document. For example, organization might create a label named confidential to indicate that data should not be widely shared or that it should be retained for a specific time period. Labels can but do not have to use sensitive information types to classify email messages, document sites, and more. Now, specifically, Microsoft Purview Information Protection and Data Lifecycle Management, it uses two forms of labels: sensitivity labels and retention labels. So, sensitivity labels and retention labels. Sensitivity labels, we can classify and help protect the sensitive content. Okay, and by retention labels, it helps us to retain or delete content based on policies we define. Retain or delete content. Okay, so understand and know the difference. It will be the base for your understanding. Now, unlike retention labels, which are published to locations such as all exchange mailboxes, sensitivity labels are published to users or groups. Okay, let me show you one image. Okay, now if you see this image, it shows you how to select the sensitivity label in the Word document. Okay, and if I show you the second image, this image shows a retention label applied to an email in Outlook. Now, content can have both a sensitivity label and a retention label associated with it, but not more than one of each. An example might be an Excel file with a sensitivity label of internal use only and a retention label named employer record. Now, what are policies? Now, we've talked about a sensitivity label, trainable classifiers, everything. Now, once you have classified the data, now the turn comes of the policies after the classification. Now, sensitive information types, trainable classifiers, sensitivity labels, and retention labels act as inputs into policies. Policies would define a behavior, like if there will be a default label, if labeling is mandatory, what locations the label will be applied to, and under what conditions. A policy is created when you configure Microsoft 365 to publish or automatically apply sensitivity information type, trainable classifiers, or label. Sensitivity label policies show one or more labels to Office apps like Outlook and Word, SharePoint sites, and Office 365 groups. Once published, users can apply the labels to protect their content. DLP or data loss prevention policies help identify and protect organizations' sensitive info. For example, we can set up policies to help make sure information in email and document is not shared with the wrong people. DLP policies can use sensitive information types and retention labels to identify content containing information that might need protection. And then you can classify data directly in Office apps. Okay, now Microsoft makes the process of classifying, labeling, and protecting content a consistent and easy experience for users. Users apply and update labels while working in Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and Outlook. With built-in labeling, sensitive labeling capability is integrated natively into Office apps. No plugins or add-ons are required. There is manual labeling on all platforms, which is built-in manual labeling is also available on all Office apps platforms. There is automated labeling. In Office for the web and Windows, there is automated labeling on content stored in OneDrive, SharePoint, and Exchange. After that, you have to discover and classify Microsoft 365 content. Okay, now which is Exchange mail, SharePoint sites, OneDrive accounts, Teams messages, and chats. Then you have to discover and classify on-premises files as well. Now, Azure Information Protection Scanner help discover, classify, label, and protect sensitive information in on-premise file servers. You can run the scanner and get immediate insight into risk with on-premise data as well. After that, you have to discover and classify cloud services and SaaS apps. So this is all that comprises of how you got to know your data. Okay, now after that we'll come on to the next module as well, which will be to understand of protecting the data. Okay, so I believe this was informational for all of you guys. If you have any further queries, please mention them in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Have a good day.